Hello, my darlings. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you for being here with me. One issue that I've encountered already with living in London is that I do accents a lot, just as it's just a kind of a personality quirk, I guess, a little bit, a way for me to spice up my speech. And a few of those in my repertoire would have been English accents. And now I can't do them anymore because that's just people's accent here. That would be really strange, if I'd be like an Irish person coming to Ireland and just talking back to you in your accent. Or sorry, not an Irish person. Someone from somewhere else coming to Ireland and just talking back to you in your accent. You'd be like... Usually I talk about what book I'm reading. I stole this from the house bookshelf. Fern Brady, strong female character. Oh my god, I have been glued to it since I started it yesterday. It is so, just really gripping. I think it's like reading, it's a memoir, but I think it's like reading the story of a fictional character that you really root for. Like, I feel I really want to find out what happens at the end, even though I know that she's, her life is going great and she's a very successful comedian and everything. I just want to know how it ends and I guess the rest of her story. So it's a testament to how well she tells her own story and presents herself, I guess, and what a good writer she is. Yeah, it's funny, it's poignant, it's very good. And I wasn't sure if I was going to relate to it because I knew it was mainly about her experiences as an autistic woman, and I am not that. But I actually, once I kind of got into it, I related to it from a point of view of just generally feeling strange and, I guess alienated from other people. It's so hot here today. It's almost 9:00 and I'm still roasted. The book kind of, I think, without preaching, the actual message of it is not so much we should treat autistic people in a certain way. It's more can't we all just have a little bit more tolerance for each other in general? And, we almost wouldn't need, I guess, labels then. Even though, of course, labels can be very helpful to people. I related to it from that point of view, actually. So I think anyone who reads it would enjoy it, actually. So I've been here a week now. Last Sunday was my birthday. This is Monday. So yesterday was my birthday. It was awesome, actually. I had a really good birthday. Myself and my sister, who I'm staying with, went to Knoll Park in Kent, Knole, which is a manor house and a deer park. So we didn't get there in time to actually do a tour of the manor house, but I need one of those spray fans. I see people around here with a handheld spray fan. I'm gonna have to get that shit. Whew. Okay, anyway, so we didn't get there in time to do a tour of the house, but we did get to see the tower where so the house was owned by the Sackville Wests. Literary fans might have heard of Vita Sackville West, who was Virginia Woolf's lover. So that was her family. And there was we got to see this this tower and these renovated apartments. So the tower was inhabited by this kind of gay vampiric character. he sounded like a nicer Oscar Wilde, and maybe less successful. Where he would just lurk up in this tower and review classical music for the BBC and that sort of thing. I know he was quite a tragic character. But there was some really funny quotes from his friends about him. Let me see if I can find any of them here, actually. Yeah, just because this friend group of this man, Eddie Sackville West, were also literary and artistic. It was the Bloomsbury Group. They had all these fantastic descriptions of him by other contemporaries and friends at the time. And they were just brilliant. I just love how people spoke back then. So this is one. Virginia Woolf said that Eddie had a face like a Persian cat's, all white and serious with large violet eyes. And if you look up a picture of him, it's actually pretty accurate. He did look like that. And then another man, Vincent Sheehan, says, Eddie Sackville West, the air, ghost-like in a brown Inverness cape, took us round the innumerable ghostly corridors and rooms and staircases. He actually reminds me of a friend of mine, who I think this friend and myself, I often think like I would have fitted in better at those times. Now, of course, if I had been like in a completely extremely narrow strata of society, but just to be part of this sort of like gay theatrical group that just kind of swanned around and was, you know, painted each other, and that was all you really had to do in life when you were born into a certain nobility. I just love the idea of it. There's a really excellent description actually by Florence Partridge of this man listening to music, because he was an excellent pianist. He could have been a concert pianist, but he had health issues, so he couldn't perform live. But she describes him listening to music, and she says, like a cat that had swallowed a saucer of cream, his face bristling with carefully controlled sensual relish, foot and head waving, and his unexpectedly square hands from time to time accompanying the pianist, with a rapid trill on the arm of his chair. I just love that description because I think it sums up the musician listening to music and how you can be kind of so focused yet so euphoric at the same time. You sort of listen to it almost from a critical point of view, but like usually also with pure enjoyment. Speaking of this group, the Bloomsbury Group, that I kind of wish I was born and a part of, somebody describes them as, someone recalls a party at Knoll Park as attended by slim young creatures all looking as though they had come straight out of the Tatler, all indistinguishable from each other. So anyway, good times to be an eccentric, but in fairness, obviously not good times to be gay, because this poor man was not personally persecuted, but lived in fear of persecution his entire life. And retired to Ireland, interestingly enough, and had a great old time in Tipperary, converted to Catholicism and decided to be buried there. So he must have liked it. I'm slowly succumbing to the heat, so I won't be able to say much more. The first kind of week and a half, I'm not gonna lie, it has been quite tough. I got sick like the first week. I thought it was hay fever, but it turned out to be a cold, which was actually a relief because I thought, oh my god, I can't live with this all summer. But I was really sick, so obviously your mood is low. I slept here on the sofa last night, which actually wasn't so bad. But the really exciting thing is there's a room coming up in our house next week, so this is the last podcast I will film living out of a suitcase, which is super exciting. I'll have my own room. I'll probably still be here because I like this space, but I'll be much more set up and much more calm, I think. I'm gonna be so real with y'all. I have cried probably every single day I've been here. Not even the things have been going terrible, like being sick has been pretty terrible, but just the complete overwhelm of it all. I came from such a quiet place, such a clean place, and I'm just, for the first week or so, like my immune system and my body was just constantly assailed by smells and sounds and people, and obviously catching virus off some of them. So it was an enormous adjustment for me. I feel like I'm finally starting to settle into it. The search for work is ongoing, but I'm hoping that goes well. And yeah, just again, still kind of trying to looking to throw myself into the scene here as much as I can. So how to do that, I'm not sure, but I've met some nice people already, so hopefully I will meet up with them again. Do something cool. I've also joined the app Meetup, where you meet up with people. It kind of does what it says in the tin, you know. But yeah, so you can join groups of interest. You know, there's like cultural groups, sports groups, whatever, and people organize events. So I was looking at it today. There wasn't as many on it that I was interested in as I expected, but there were still some. So I'm going to be doing hopefully some cool things this week that I'll be able to tell you about next week. Thank you for watching, for spending this time with me. Any kind of words of support or encouragement are always so much appreciated, and I always comment back. So I've been Sarabella. See you next Thursday.